There we are. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Crash Talk. With me always is Jared. We're live. So, Jared, let's just jump right into stuff. So, you said that you had an update to this alien stuff that we talked about last time. I'm very interested. I want to hear everything about it. So, what do we got?
Well, yeah, I thought it was worth looking into because when we first brought this story to the show, it had just broken, right? So we didn't know much. They just rolled out some alien bodies at a Mexico UFO hearing. This came just weeks after America did their UFO hearing, where we heard basically no new information of any kind. Nothing could be confirmed. Everything was, we'll tell you in a skiff, which means they don't have to really tell the public after they get that info.
Yeah.
So we get nothing. Mexico said, well, look, we're going to show you the goods. We're going to give you some bodies. Immediately.
Give you what?
Yeah.
Good.
And immediately, everybody dismissed it as it has to be a hoax. They can't be real. And sure, it is hard to believe we would have alien bodies somewhere in public for public view at a congressional hearing. But there is an update to this. I wanted to see, has anybody gone into it and really identified, are these actual alien beings, or what are we doing with this? Are we just going to dismiss it, or somebody working on this to prove it or disprove it? Let's know now, what were we really looking at?
Yeah.
A lot of people, including Jeremy Corbell, who said he didn't even have this on his radar when people asked him about it. He didn't even know about the UFO hearing, didn't even know they rolled out the bodies, didn't care, assumed it was fake, and said, I wouldn't put too much into that. So Corbell, the biggest,
So
disclosure person
he thought
ever,
it was bullshit, or he didn't hear about it initially?
He knew
or both?
nothing about it. So when asked, because that's who everyone goes, like Joe Rogan and stuff is texting him saying, "Is this real?
Is this real?" And he's like, "What are you talking about?"
"It's not." He's like, "It's not gonna. It's not real. There's no way that's real. I wouldn't put too much into it." And he said he didn't even know anything about the story to begin with, but it sounds like BS. So I wanted to know, has anyone looked into this, like scientifically? What proof do we have? Is it getting out there? And yes, they did bring in a group of doctors to look at the alien bodies to verify that they weren't paper mache dolls or some BS.
After last week's show came out, I heard that from someone. They said, "Hey, I saw your show. That those are bodies from like years ago that have already been disproven."
No, so
and
that's
I'm like,
false.
You're thinking of something else.
Yeah, there was somebody that said I had an alien body from Peru that looked in a similar way, like the Nazca looking alien face.
It was also said to be from Peru?
Yep, and that's why. So people are connecting two separate stories.
But didn't the Mexican government also show it?
No, it was a guy that is attached to their UFO programs or their UFO...
Mexico's UFO
Yeah,
program.
not even theirs. Like they're a UFO enthusiast on his own, basically. He's a scientist, UFO enthusiast, akin to like we brought in that other gentleman with we just showed a video where he was following the interstellar body, saying it could be a ship. Like he's just an independent scientist who has his own views. He said that he acquired this alien body, but when they tested it, it was fake. This was in 2017. These bodies are completely different. They carbon date 1,800 years ago. They have X-rayed them, and this is what he said in the hearing. But is it that been substantiated? That's what I wanted to know and answer. And there has been some news reports lately that have talked about further testing on these alien bodies. So those have been debunked, the 2017 ones. These have just been tested, and they're starting
two
to
different
look
stories.
legit.
Because that's what I said. I said I think
not
you're
the same.
confusing two different stories.
They are.
But
so just because one alien body in Peru was fake doesn't mean every alien report for the rest of humankind won't be real. You can't do that. That's what they love to do, right? The people that put the fake UFO news out there, they want you to put one bad story out or put out one stupid thing,
and then they
so
can
that
be like,
you never can be credible again.
Ever in your whole
But that's
life.
not how things work.
Yeah. Tina Drago, what's up? Our number one on the charts, number one in our hearts.
So they did bring in some doctors to do this testing, and they have findings. And so in this video, they talk about what these doctors found when tested. So they were allowed to be tested. Some of this stuff they don't let doctors get a hold of, and so we never know anything. But this is a little bit different. Again, people are still skeptical.
Sure.
But let's see what these doctors had to say when they were allowed to.
Experts in Mexico are doing new tests on these remains that some researchers
and they look
say
just
belong
like the
to
Nazca
alleged
alien.
extraterrestrials. Fox's Ted Linder takes
As if they
a
were
look
paying
at the
tribute to
latest
something
findings.
they'd
Here we
seen.
go.
This lab in Mexico is the site of a series of out-of-this-world tests. As doctors carefully analyze the remains of 2 alleged non-human beings. The small, thin, gray bodies with 3 fingers on each hand resemble what many people consider a stereotypical alien.
It also looks fake. It does look fake. But what does an alien body that's like mummified
They were
look like?
presented to the Mexican Congress last week by a journalist and UFO enthusiast who said the remains were discovered in Peru back in 2017. He also claims a past radiocarbon test shows the bodies are up to 1,800 years old.
It's the queen of all evidence. If the DNA is showing us that they are not human beings and that there's nothing that looks like this in the world, we should take it as such.
We heard this guy.
Peruvian
yeah.
officials
So
previously
here's
said the objects were
testing.
nothing more than man-made dolls.
D-Life Wire!
This is the one that was
Paper and glue.
debunked.
But
Was the
now,
man-made dolls.
new X-ray scans
This is different.
are revealing closer
Which one's
details
goofy?
about what's actually inside.
In the 3 studies, we tried to see the structure of the skeleton of these bodies, and we were able to determine that it does indeed belong to a single skeleton that has not been joined to other pieces.
So yeah, it's not.
The
It wasn't
bodies
something they
don't
put
have
together
teeth,
to make it look alien.
Wait, was this voiceover?
Of these
Yeah, because
bodies.
he's speaking
He's speaking
Spanish.
Okay, I'm like, I
Able
don't
to
like
determine
fake.
that
Yeah.
it does indeed belong to a single skeleton that has not been joined to other pieces.
The bodies don't have
Okay.
teeth.
Wasn't
but
fabricated.
researchers say one of them appears
Damn,
to have
be
what
careful
could be
with it, bro.
eggs in its abdomen. Their existence has triggered controversy across the scientific community, with many people still not convinced they're real.
So
and
they're
calling
not
for
paper
more
mache.
tests.
They are a biological of some kind.
So what do you think? They're real?
No, I don't know, man. You never know with this stuff.
Yeah.
Again, we've had these little bodies found and tested, and they come back with a percentage of DNA that is anomalous, and then a few days later,
But what does that
it's
what does
debunked.
that mean? So that means that it's not anything that we've ever encountered on Earth?
No, it's not that. So we mapped the entire human genome
Yes.
years ago.
Okay.
So when they match it to the human genome, it's not the same. It's not human. It has some of the similar characteristics as our genome, but there's this percentage that's not human.
That's strange.
So it's not us. It's
Okay.
not they like to say, because it's genetic, they know now it's a biological entity. So is it just a human who came out with 3 fingers and a weird head? Is that some sort of birth defect? That's where they go next always. And they did this with that little tiny alien that was like 6 inches long that they tested at like Caltech.
And what was that, fake?
Originally, it wasn't. It had anomalous DNA. And then the guy in charge of the program, who was all excited about it, comes out a few weeks later and then does a huge press tour explaining why it's fake. So it was weird that he did this huge flip-flop and then explained
Well,
that
maybe
it
he
was birth
noticed
defects,
it
but
was
it was
fake.
able to live till 30-something years old. With all of these birth defects at 6 inches tall. Could you imagine a 30-year-old 6 inches tall?
No.
What are the combination? You would have to have so many birth defects to end up the way this little
All
thing
of
ended
them.
up. Yeah.
Except gigantism.
And still
yeah.
live for that long, it just doesn't seem plausible. Live a 30-year long life,
Or-
which thousands of years ago would have been a full
Or
life.
it's just a whole entirely fake. Happy Crash Talk Thursday.
No,
yes,
no,
that's exactly what Thursday
that was
is.
never in
Crash
question.
Talk Thursday.
It's a biological creature. It was a biological entity with matching DNA characteristics to a human. Then it was full human with birth defects. They flipped the whole story on it a few months later. So that might be a debunk, and maybe there was a 6-inch person who was alive for 30 years. That could be the case. But in this instance, they're saying that they tested the bodies. They're not paper mache. They're not cakes. They're actually a biological entity of some kind and then the doctor that's saying the DNA doesn't match the human genome. That is something that we need like our own testing on. Like give it to Caltech, give it to one of these universities that does this type of work and looks into this type of stuff.
Virginia Tech.
And give us that information. So yeah, if they release it right now, it's all coming from the same kind of source. It's all coming from Mexico.
So right now, though, what do you believe in as far as this Mexican aliens?
I think it's possible. I don't
what do you think
it's
though right now? Yay or nay on it being 100% an alien from another planet?
It's such a hard call to make, man. With the information we have right now,
With the information,
it's
yeah.
not enough. I'll give it that it's possible.
Of course.
And now that we know that it's an actual biological entity and it wasn't changed or built to look like an alien, it wasn't like messed with.
Sure.
And it was born this way. That's interesting.
Lady Gaga.
So yeah, we'll see.
Chase Mack, what's up, yo?
I'll give it that it's possible. I'm not sure one way or the other yet.
I agree, it's possible. It's just I just touched down in Vegas. Dude, Vegas.
Welcome.
Welcome to the city of sin. So real quick, was there more you want to show? Because I know there's something else you want to get to, but I want to get to something real quick.
No. That's it on this. That's the only update so far.
Okay.
They did give it to a team of doctors that did confirm it is a being of some kind.
It's real. It's not paper mache.
Exactly. With eggs in it.
But we knew that because we saw the eggs and all that, and we saw them previously do it.
Right.
But somebody else,
but they still
like
thought
a third
that
party
was,
did it or
that's
something?
what it was. They gave it to a new group of scientists and doctors to test it so that they could corroborate what this guy was saying. Him saying it and showing x-rays is different from a team putting something together
100%.
outside of his little group.
100%. So, quick question.
Okay.
Do you know who Rachel Ziegler is?
I don't think so. It sounds familiar.
Okay, so she was from West Side Story, Steven Spielberg's West Side Story remake.
Then, I would know who she is. Did she play the main Maria? Then, yeah.
Maria reminds me of a West Side Story. I started singing that instead of a West Side Story song.
Yeah.
So she got hired. Disney hired her to play Snow White,
Okay.
the little Latina girl.
Yeah.
Okay. So she's Polish and Colombian. And in West Side Story, she played a Puerto Rican.
Yes.
So, okay. But, a little, what do they call it? Art freedom. What is it?
Yeah. Artistic license.
Artistic license. That's the term.
Yeah.
Gracias. So a little artistic license. That's fine. But now she's hired by Disney to play Snow White. And a lot of people were up in arms a little bit about that because they're like, they literally describe her like her skin is white as snow.
Right, that is the thing. That's
her
why,
whole thing.
Yeah, she's called Snow White.
Snow White. And so people were up in arms about that, but it's like, whatever, I guess.
Okay.
To me, I was like, I guess. The Little Mermaid thing was weird. It's like, I feel like Disney's trending very much in a direction where they're trying to like overcorrect instead of just like being like, let's just be inclusive and whoever's good for the job is good for the job.
No,
But
doing it just to show
just to do
that
it.
you're doing
Yeah.
it, that's different.
It's like virtue signaling instead of actually
It's
being
weird.
Yeah, it's strange. And it's a bad direction.
If it doesn't change the story, then it doesn't matter. If
Yeah.
it doesn't change the character, if you're honoring this character and it doesn't change who the character is, or if it doesn't change anything about the story by completely changing casting like that, then I don't care. With Little Mermaid, it took place in the Caribbean, so okay, that makes sense.
Well, they made it take place in the Caribbean because they cast that girl.
So
but,
that works though.
Her name's like Halle Bailey or something. It sounds so much like Halle Berry. It's funny. But but that's strange though, because here's my thing, right? Is every young girl with every redheaded young girl wants to be Annie when they're a kid, with aspiring actresses. They want to maybe be Annie when they're a kid, and if they're white skinned and long red hair, they want to play Ariel, right?
Okay.
You want to play a Disney princess. You're like, these are the roles. Even dwarf actors, they could be like, one day, could you imagine like the 7 dwarves? Dude, it'll be me, and it'll be the guy from Game of Thrones, Dinklage, and he could be Mopey. That'd be funny, whatever.
Whatever, yeah.
And so you sort of do these castings in your head where you're like, oh, I'd be perfect for that. Or,
him as the giant dwarf in Infinity War.
That's funny.
That's the best.
Yeah,
he was so great in that.
He actually came out.
That's what dying is.
Yeah. He actually came out saying that he doesn't agree with this. He's like, how antiquated. They're going to cast 7 dwarf actors. Like, this is so antiquated to have dwarves in the... It's like, no, that's the story, brother. Like, what are you talking about?
Who said that?
Peter fucking Dinklage, bro.
Well, I doubt that. Isn't he one of the dwarves in the movie?
No,
I thought he did get cast.
That's what I'm getting to. There is no dwarves in the movie.
That doesn't make sense.
Of course it doesn't make sense. It's called Snow White and the 7 Dwarves. Instead of 7 dwarves, that's why this movie's getting so much backlash. They have 7 colorful characters.
Okay.
Like a bald woman. Ooh.
Oh, that's weird.
Weirdo shit.
Okay.
Just to be
changing stuff.
But not for the better.
Right.
And not it's the 7 dwarves. Dude, give 7 dope dwarf actors fucking the role of their lifetime.
Yeah.
They don't get roles every 5 minutes. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
And then so there's just been a lot of this where Disney has been like, you know what? Let's definitely we want to show that we're totally on this side. So they go too far in that direction, and they're like, well, now you have a black Little Mermaid, and you have a Colombian Snow White. Like, what are we doing here? Like, it's getting a little wild. So anyway, all that aside, the fact that they're not using dwarves, all that aside,
Yeah.
this movie might not even come out because it's getting a lot of backlash. Because Rachel Ziegler herself, whatever, is coming out saying the craziest shit.
Oh.
Saying how they don't. Well, the way we did it, you could basically take Prince Charming out of the movie and it would still be fine. This is Hollywood, baby.
Okay.
So people are getting obviously fucking annoyed with her, as you would. You can come out. This is about strong women. She's not. She doesn't need a man. She doesn't need some guy to save her.
Yeah.
This is it's like a weird feminist movement and she's like, oh yeah, Snow White. Yeah, I saw the movie once when I was a kid. I hated it. It's like she's saying all this crazy shit. It's like then give the role to someone else. Oh, talking about that Fury of the Gods, the Shazam movie that she was in.
Yeah.
She's like, I was only in that because I needed a paycheck.
Okay.
She's going out saying crazy
She's weird.
shit.
Yeah, that's strange because that doesn't
people would
work
kill
out.
for that, and people hate that kind of.
Yeah, when you say stuff like that, you don't get hired again. Remember that one slip up that amazing actress had in that pregnant movie, Knocked Up.
Yeah, she's done.
Yeah,
she's done.
she had a huge career. She was in
Katherine
every
Heigl,
movie.
done.
Every movie.
She said, "Oh yeah, looking back, that movie was shitty and it was anti-feminist." And dude, you can't.
that
rewrite
was it.
history.
Yeah, and no one would hire her after that.
Yep, you were in a rock star movie.
Yeah,
a great flick that everyone still loves. Knocked Up.
Yeah, and
it's
I don't see
anti-feminist. It's not anti-anything. It's just a funny, cool movie.
Yeah,
it's actually at the heart of it. It's a really sweet story.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, this unfortunate thing happened.
Yeah.
But let's try and make it work. Oh, shit doesn't work out. But they keep going for it and they make it work. It's a beautiful story.
Yeah.
How is that anti-feminist?
I don't know.
Because they talk about nudity in movies and that's their job. I don't know. It's weird. But check out some of the shit Ziegler said, bro.
She should know that you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
Like I've seen so many actors walk back, even the slightest comment that might be taken the wrong way.
Oh yeah.
For this reason.
Dude, Gal Gadot, she's also in the movie. I think she plays the evil witch, whatever she does.
Oh, that's cool.
I know, but so she is so classy about this whole situation, as of course she would be.
Right.
And dude, she's just quiet. She's not saying shit about it. She's just like not jumping in like, well, Ziegler's right. We need this movie just to be independent women. Like she's not getting in there and doing all this. But listen to the shit she said. And you don't seem very interested in
I
this
think we
topic,
see a lot of not really, only because I think we've seen tons of feminist, are celebrating feminist heroes
this is beyond
for
that.
a long time.
This is beyond that. This is her like hating the character she's playing, and she keeps saying we made the decision.
So why is she called Snow White now? Did they address why that was? It's just
the movie hasn't come out yet. Yeah.
Okay, because I mean I could see them saying like, well, Snow White actually means this, so it doesn't matter if we have a Latina actor
then why
playing the
make
character.
Snow White? Make a different movie.
No, I'm saying maybe they have a good reason for it, like that they could just say to end all this.
Then make a different movie. Is my point. If that's how you feel, if you're like, well, what if to make it fit our narrative instead of Snow White, it's because she grew up in a castle that had a lot of snow in it. Like, get out of here.
There you go.
Why would you do that? Then make a different movie.
But that's not how they roll, right? I think they're doing this. They're purposely showing like, hey, we're good at spreading the roles around. Like
so you agree with this?
50 years ago.
So you agree with it?
Every character looked like this. That they don't have to look like this 50 years.
So
from
you
now.
you don't think best person for the job? That's called.
How do you know she wasn't the best person for the job? That's the thing.
No. That's clearly hasn't been the case for a long time.
How do you know?
We just said they're going.
Ariel was great
because they're going far in the other direction.
That Ariel was so freaking good. Had the voice.
So there's not
dead on
one person on the planet that could have done a better job.
No, but
that they even met with.
So I'm saying from the pool of talent, they're like it could be this person or this person. Mm-hmm. We really want to open up diversity. We've said that we wanted to.
Does that affect art though? Wanting to make it diverse and having to make it diverse.
Again,
doesn't that...
My point was, if it doesn't change the character or the story...
You're changing the story. Now she's from the fucking Caribbean.
I didn't know.
That's stupid.
I don't know. Was it? How do we know it wasn't always the Caribbean? The type of fish and things that were found there makes sense.
We saw the Little Mermaid. We saw the movie.
Yeah, they never say where it was. They don't say, "Oh, thank goodness we're in France." They never say anything.
She's in the ocean.
She's just but the Caribbean. No, they're in the. She's in the sea, and each daughter was the seven seas in the original cartoon, and they all come up and they go la 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 la, and she's not there.
Yeah.
But that was during a time where they drew every character looking pretty much the same. But now, if you make it take place,
Ursula
she
doesn't look like
represents the Caribbean Sea, then she could be a Caribbean princess. And
So that's-
every area had
So
their,
they didn't call her Ariel then.
like
obviously.
the China Sea. It was
So
a
what did they
Chinese
call her?
woman.
What do they call her then?
What do you mean?
What was her name in the movie?
Why would they change that?
Because obviously they're changing. You just said
They didn't change anything. They're saying
She's from the
We
Caribbean.
know that
Now.
it was different seas around the world, all the daughters. So
Yeah.
this was the Caribbean one. So she could look like she's from the Caribbean.
If that's the case,
Yeah.
and in the original,
Yep.
that Ariel was from the
That's
Atlantic
the thing.
Ocean,
They did
Pacific
do that.
Ocean, whatever.
I'm saying
Who cares?
No, it wasn't. Who cares? In the original, there were 7 daughters.
You think she was from
representing
the
the
Caribbean?
7 seas. Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie here. I remember every character. Look at Prince of Persia, or I mean, there's so many examples of them taking characters and making them white people, even if they're from a place where they're not represented.
That's what I'm saying.
They did that forever.
Of course, yes.
So now,
but now they're going too far in the other direction.
maybe so.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. As
now
long
they're
as
saying,
it doesn't change the
"Oh,
story
you're
of the
white.
character.
We can't have you in the movie." Not completely, but they're saying, "Oh, well."
If the heart of Snow White was never the fact that she was white skinned, if that's actually the main theme of what made her Snow White, then yes, that's a weird change.
But
if
I don't think
Snow White meant something else, like she was born
didn't.
during a storm, a blizzard. I don't know. I don't know that movie very well at all. So, or the story. So I'm saying, as long as they didn't,
Skin is
if
white
they're
as snow, yeah.
squeezing it in,
So that's
then
that's
clearly different.
But
Yeah.
that's not even a big deal to me.
Okay.
That part. That okay, if she has a pretty voice, which we saw she does in West Side Story, you want her to play a Snow White. Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool. The stuff with the changing the dwarves into just wacky people.
Yeah.
Stupid. That's not the original
I
source
agree.
material.
Yeah, they're the 7 dwarves. It'd be great to give these dwarf
7
actors
dwarf
roles.
actors,
I
yeah.
really thought Dinklage was in the movie.
Because
That's
he should be.
interesting.
He should be one of the dwarves, 1,000,000%.
If he wanted the role, obviously.
Well, no, he's against it vehemently. But so yeah, but that's my problem with it is they're going too far in the other direction now, where they're saying, "Oh, but if we cast this person, it's like what we've been doing. So let's make sure we cast the opposite of what anyone would expect." But that's not for the best. Let's make the best movie you can. Let's tell the most faithful adaptations of these beloved products that made Disney big in the first place.
Yeah.
The only reason they existed. Dude, Snow White was their very first princess.
There's
the
a lot
first
of
Disney
there's a lot of
princess.
princesses. I mean, they can do
Could you
different
imagine
stuff.
and could you imagine, and this is crazy, but could you imagine the Princess and the Frog, they make the chick white? That'd be insane, dude. People would lose their shit.
Yeah, because it's from the bayou in Louisiana.
But to your
that makes sense.
point,
Culturally, she would be black.
but no, there's white people in Louisiana.
No, but representatively of that
It'd be so
area,
fucked up.
That is,
It'd be so fucked up if they did that.
That's the whole point. I think that's why they made. So again, if it doesn't change the character, I don't know. I don't know enough about this. I'm not against it. Unless you're completely forcing it. If you're forcing it, then it's weird.
But here's my problem: is
and
not
obvious, and even the people that you're trying to pay respect to, aren't going to like it. They're going to feel like you're trying to force it, and that it's not an homage, it's not a nod to our community. You're more just trying to make
force it,
like play to
you're
us
right.
in some weird manipulative way.
Yes,
that doesn't make anyone feel good.
No.
So I think these people have to be smart enough to know that, or at least self-aware enough to know that. So yeah, if they're forcing it, like I said, I saw Little Mermaid. Watch that with my son. So good.
Yeah, it's like they put like $280 million into it. It better goddamn well be good.
It was every moment, beat for beat, the cartoon exactly.
Yeah.
They didn't change it. Same with Beauty and the Beast. They didn't change a damn thing. Everything was perfect.
See, Beauty and the Beast. What if she was Jamaican?
Well, it
It's
takes
like
place
crazy.
in France, though. That's so. It was a French castle, so a French village. So that made sense.
There's black
but
French
there's
people.
been times, of course. But there's been times where they would take a character that should have probably been something else and made it white.
But I'm just saying,
So maybe they're trying to correct some of this stuff. We know they took a bunch of stuff out of the
But
platform
you don't correct it by taking but you don't correct it by overcorrecting. You know what I mean? And taking roles from every dwarf who wanted to play as
are those
dwarf on the big screen.
I don't know if those are combined. Are they the same issue? Did they again, is it telling a story? Is it telling the story the same way by just making
it takes
them,
away from the story. Absolutely.
Right. So then that I think is different. This I don't know why
then,
she's called Snow
and also
White.
where did I told you. And then where do you draw the line?
Well,
If
they
it's-
say that, but is that why she was called that?
Yeah,
So
that's why she's called
she was born and they saw she was so white that they called her Snow White.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
So
that changes the story.
Yeah, that is the story. So, but could you imagine if like they have the names? Oh, well, we don't want to call them Sleepy because that's rude. So let's actually just call them Billy and Zane and like normal names. Like they just, when does it end? You know, you get too crazy. We're like, oh, we don't want to offend anybody who has sleep paralysis or who has insomnia. So sleeping and sneezy, that anybody with bad allergies, we don't want to offend. It's like where do you draw the fucking line? But anyway,
That would be weird. Yeah.
That's where it's trending. What's up, Mrs. Michael Domino? So check this out. Listen to this chick's crazy the shit she says. It's like, dude, what are you doing? Like you're burying yourself.
Because Snow White had dark black hair. I know that.
Yeah. No, she's not a terrible choice.
Yeah.
If you look at her, and
she's
her
like a
skin's fair
superstar
skin.
actress, right? Isn't she very popular?
She's pretty popular.
in
After
the
West
young
Side Story,
people?
she's
Yeah.
pretty popular.
Exactly. I saw her in West Side Story, and she was like ridiculous,
Yeah.
Yeah. Like breakout superstar.
But check this out. Listen to the shit she says.
And very the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so.
She
Right,
thinks, and the way she talks, she thinks she's like so smart and eloquent, and very evidently so.
Yeah.
She's like it's like the.
So does it
it's
take
like a
place in a
caricature.
different place now? Like, is the kingdom? Because obviously it was like a
one knows.
kingdom in
A
Western
trailer
Europe.
hasn't even come out. A trailer hasn't.
I mean,
even
the
come out.
original was obviously like a Western European kingdom with
I'd
knights and the whole thing.
I'd assume, yeah.
So, and witches, it's that lore from that part of the country, right? Where we get all the medieval
Yeah,
lore.
I don't know everything about Snow White. I'll tell you this. Doesn't the prince kiss her after she bites in the apple to wake her up?
Yeah,
Isn't that Sleeping Beauty too, though? Isn't that the same fucking story? What's the difference?
No, you're thinking of, Maleficent and Sleeping Beauty. Snow White was
She bit in the
No,
apple.
she was the one-
100% she did, bro. Promise you. She was given the apple,
what
the
put
poison
the
apple
Sleeping
that put her
Beauty
to sleep.
No,
The
that's
poison apple.
That's two different movies. Sleeping Beauty was put to sleep by the witch, I think.
Yeah, and Snow White bit into an apple and was put to sleep and had to be kissed by the prince to wake up, right?
I don't know if there was two princesses that were put to sleep. I don't.
Snow
know if
White was
that's
1,000,000%
true.
bit into the apple and put to sleep.
I don't know.
No, I'm
actually.
telling you. I'm telling you this.
Okay, so then how did Snow White or how did Sleeping Beauty fall asleep?
I don't remember. I think she was just cursed, right?
I don't know. Oh, she was always asleep.
No, she was like born and had a life, right? Wasn't she, because she was gorgeous, she was, I don't know, Sleeping Beauty is the problem. Anyway, who fucking cares? Hey, you in the chat, let us know. Sleeping
Again,
Beauty, what's the difference?
Who are these movies for? I mean, I don't know.
They're supposed to be for everybody. They're $300 million movies, bro. They're supposed to be for everybody.
but they're kids movies. I don't know. I don't know.
They're kids
I don't
movies,
know
but
enough
they're
about
based off
Snow White
cartoons
to be
that we'll-
like upset about it. I don't know.
No, you don't gotta be upset about
Yeah.
it. But they're based off cartoons that we all grew up on, you know? But anyway, so check out
A
some of this
poison prick. That's right. That makes sense.
Sleeping Beauty was a poison prick. Yeah. And then Snow White is the biting in the apple.
So then Snow
Very
White's
similar.
mirror on the wall, magic mirror.
Who's the fairest of them all?
I think so.
That's
Snow
it
White.
is because it was that Snow White and the Huntsman movie
That's
with
right,
Charlize
yeah.
Theron, and they had the Snow White ate the apple.
Yeah.
So they both were put to
Sleeping
sleep
Beauty's
though.
Maleficent. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what Maleficent is. I
That's
never
the
heard
witch.
that name until I saw the Angelina Jolie preview. for
She's
that
the
movie.
witch in Sleeping Beauty, and it's like a
Nobody
little
knew
prick
that though.
from a tree.
No
or
one knew that.
a plant of some
Tell
kind.
me anybody knew Maleficent was the name of that chick.
I never watched. So as a boy growing up, I didn't really go to the princess movies too often.
You did.
I
Because I
didn't.
was around and I saw you.
No, what are you talking about?
I watched you
We
do
just
it.
didn't.
I watched you do it.
Which one? I watched Little
Snow White.
Mermaid.
We saw Little Mermaid was a big one.
That's it. I watched Little Mermaid a ton. I never watched Sleeping Beauty until I was an adult.
I never saw.
watched.
I don't think I've still seen Sleeping Beauty.
Snow White. I've never. I don't remember a damn thing about it for sure. Aladdin was like a go-to for me, and when it comes, these old Disney movies. Yeah, it was never princess movies other than Little Mermaid. I think that one I had watched several times because I knew every moment of it. My favorite scene is the crab singing in the grotto area. That's my favorite.
Oh yeah. So why is Snow White called Snow White?
Yeah.
In the Grimms, so the Brothers Grimm's tales, she is only ever mentioned as Snow White. It comes from her mother's wish at the beginning of the story to have a child with skin as white as snow and black hair and lips as red as blood.
There you go. So it
So-
changes the story.
It changes the story. Yes, sir. Agreed.
So there you go.
So stupid.
So if it
anyway,
changes
listen
the
to this
story,
crazy.
then it
listen to
doesn't
this-
make sense.
Listen to this crazy shit this chick's saying though.
The original cartoon came out in 1937, and
very
very
evidently
evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Weird. So we didn't do that this time.
She's
We don't just sit around and say, yeah, we grew up watching this
We
movie
didn't do
called
that
Snow
this
White,
time.
and all of
Bitch, you have nothing to do with the creative process.
Yeah.
You were hired to do a job. All you do is what you read lines that were given to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we decided to come up with the idea of Snow White, what are you talking about? She's just annoying as shit.
a sudden you show up and we have to.
So the whole internet's like up in arms about her. They want the whole movie canceled.
That's so funny. People are crazy.
People are
I
crazy.
guarantee most of the people mad about this aren't planning to watch it,
They
whether it was a
wouldn't see it
white
to
woman
begin
or
with.
not.
But
They
no,
don't
it is.
care.
It is also a bunch of like women and shit. They're like, I grew up on this. I would love this movie, and now you guys are making
Eliminate
some
all the
weird
memories
thing.
of these young girls who grew up wanting
Grown
to have an
people that would
experience like
love
that.
this
It's
movie.
really not
that's
about
strange
the
too.
love story at all, which is really, really wonderful. And whether or not she finds love along the way is anybody's guess until 2024. All of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows?
Now listen, if Disney wants to make more woke
And she
films,
says, right after that, who knows? She says, it's Hollywood, baby. It's fucking frustrating.
That's funny.
And this is Tommy Lahren. I can't stand her, but let's hear what she has to say.
films that tank at the box
She's the far right Barbie doll, let's call her.
office, they are more than welcome to do that, but maybe think of an original idea. Maybe not destroy a classic from my childhood and put an actress in there that not only hates the plot and the storyline of the movie she's
Isn't that
in,
Snow
but
White
also
and the
seemingly
Huntsman?
hates Snow White, the character.
They did that, right? They took a classic character but made a whole new story for her where it was super cool.
Yeah, that was dope.
And it was like an action movie.
Yeah. But that's
it has
based-
sequels.
That's based off the Snow White, though.
Yeah, I know. So that's cool. They did that. They took the old characters, but then they told a story that wasn't in the cartoon.
Yeah.
These Disney remakes are not that. They
But
are
that
beat for
Huntsman
beat
and all
going
that. That's
to be
part of
the
the
exact same.
The Brothers Grimm stuff.
I know. It's all in there. I'm saying the Disney movies that were originally released that they're re-releasing, they don't change anything.
Re-releasing.
Every
Oh,
minute,
remaking. Yeah. Live
Beauty
action.
and the Beast, Little Mermaid, they're exactly the same. There is no change. Aladdin, every second is the same as the cartoon. You could play them next to each other and it would run the exact same. They don't change anything.
Yeah.
So that's cool. I like
So
that
what's the
they're
point,
remaking
then?
them in live action. That's the point. Yes.
But why?
Original
if
idea.
you're telling it beat for beat,
is
why?
that
Why
is
remake
just
it at all?
Because they're classic movies to remake in live action,
But
not as a cartoon.
If it's this beat for beat the same, why
Yeah.
remake it at all?
Because it'll make a shit ton of money. It's
It's
guarantee
just
that-
for money. It's not for anything creative or
no
any-
creative
anything.
changes. Nothing. Every song's the same. Every character's the same.
Every song's the same?
Sentence is the same. It's the same film. Beauty and the Beast, no change. Little Mermaid, no change. There was not a single moment different. They had everything in there. Aladdin, the same. They did it in a little different look, but every moment happens, every line happens, every conversation happens, every song is in there.
So it is. That's just a money grab then.
That's what it is.
If you're
Yeah,
not,
they're just doing live action versions of old cartoons.
because if you
That's what
take
they're
something
doing.
like great example, the Snow White and the Huntsman.
That's what I'm
You
saying.
take that and you make a cool
It's
story
different.
based off these. That's dope. I'm 40 waiting for the furnace repairman.
Frosty.
I'm Frosty. That
Yeah.
makes more sense.
That sucks.
Yeah, that sucks.
How cold is it?
Yeah, Deb, I wonder how cold it is where you are. Tina's very great show. I never thought of some of these things you're discussing about Disney movies. What is that? An auto-generated response?
No. That's funny. Because people don't have original ideas anymore. That's a lot of people say that's true.
So, but yeah, why remake a fucking movie if you're not going to do anything with creative integrity?
Because this is what it is. The parents grew up on these.
Yeah.
So they'll take
we'll
their
take our
to
kids
see
for
them.
nostalgic value.
They know that they'll make money with this.
Yeah.
That's all it is. And
It's a
the
money
fact
grab.
that it's
That
the
sucks.
same is going to be fun for us. And the fact that
a
it's the
lot-
same doesn't hurt the kids because they're seeing these things for the first time.
But let's show them the original cartoon.
We do. All the parents are showing. I did that with my daughter. I was like, watch the cartoon Aladdin, and then when the new one comes out, we'll watch the movie.
And what did she prefer?
It's exciting having the cartoon, I think.
Of course.
And it's fun
Dude,
having a
Will
live
Smith
action
is not
version.
going to come near Robin Williams' performance as that genie.
Yeah.
There's no way.
No,
You
but it's live
can't.
action, so it's cool. It's cool that it's like in real life. Like Beauty and the Beast was better than the cartoon, I think. But
Beauty and the
Aladdin
Beast.
cartoon was better than the
You
movie.
said Beauty and the Beast was better than the cartoon.
Yeah, it's very good. Oh, man. It is. It's very good. What's her name is so good.
That's Emma.
Yeah, Watson.
That's one of my favorite Disney movies growing up. Aladdin probably was my favorite. but
Aladdin's the best one. I didn't care really about that one that much either, but
Beauty and the Beast, the art and everything in that movie was so good.
They did it.
That's crazy.
It's every
you
moment
think
is the
that
same. It's
the
the same.
live action's even close to
It's
that.
the characters come to life. That's why I like it. We are seeing it in a real world instead of in the cartoon world.
It's a guy with
and they
prosthetics
don't
and
change
CG.
anything.
What are you talking about?
I love that.
Yeah,
and they
that's
don't
not
change
real.
anything. So we still get the movie we love, but now it's like a real castle with a real beast with a real girl that looks just like this girl. They did everything the exact same. She sang like her. The voice was perfect. It was great. They did it exactly the same.
Out of generation. Tina liked that.
Yeah.
So what's the point then if you do it all the same? It's just the money.
That's what it is. Yeah, they know that they can get people to buy it, and these are huge roles. These are huge. I mean, every school does these movies as plays in every school across the country all year long.
Thank you, Miss
every
Michael
theater
Domino.
program is doing these movies, and so I mean, this stuff
I
has
get
never
that.
died.
Do that in schools and stuff, but it's just a cash grab to put $250 million
Of
into
course,
a fucking
yeah, because there's
Beauty
original
and the
stuff you
Beast
can
remake.
do. Yeah,
because Beauty and the Beast cartoon was so good.
Yeah, I do think the movie though was really good.
You said better than the cartoon.
It's
though.
better.
That's-
This is the one that's better. Ariel, Little Mermaid was good. It was great, but it's not as good as the
Aladdin,
original cartoon.
I'm sure it couldn't even
Aladdin's not the same. No,
come close.
No, because Aladdin
It's like
again,
perfect. That
was
that
so
first
good.
Disney movie's perfect, bro.
The genie, was better.
Jafar, every character, the genie. Oh, in the cartoon, yeah.
Yeah. So
Dude,
yeah,
it
the
was
movie's
better than
not
either.
better, but it's the same everything. So you still get every moment the same.
Sure.
But yeah, I think but the Beauty and the Beast is the one for me that was better. I think it was cool, and that was the first one they did. Why do you think they kept doing them? It worked.
No, I think Maleficent came out before. Yeah, it came out
Maleficent
before
wasn't its own movie. Maleficent was a new thing they were doing. They focusing the story on her. It wasn't
Mm-hmm.
Sleeping Beauty. This Beauty and the Beast is Beauty and the Beast retold in live action.
Well,
The
they did what's
exact
it called
same.
before that too. It was different, which was smart.
No, that's what I'm
But,
saying. Not different. Where they do the exact same thing in live action. Beauty and the Beast was the first one, and it was better, and it's very good. Yeah, in my opinion.
Some things were a little, I guess, just sets and stuff. But was it word for word? It wasn't word for word. 'Cause I
Beauty and the
know
Beast is
They changed it, like with their father and stuff. I know they added a bunch of stuff.
with what? I
Like
don't
talking
know what
about
it
the
is.
mother and shit. They never mentioned the mother and all that.
In what movie?
Beauty and the Beast.
So the cartoon and the movie are the exact same. Every moment's the same.
No.
Yes, it
Her
is.
going into her father's workshop. And
Yep.
the father talking about this. Them. And
All
the
of that's in it.
flashback. That's not in the original.
All
cartoon.
of it's no. Everything that was in the cartoon is in the movie. If they added a scene or two
In the movie,
yeah.
In the-
maybe. But it's
in the live
everything
action.
that was in the cartoon is in the movie. You get all the same moments. Even the dance sequences and stuff are exactly the same. Where they pick up Gaston in the bar and he's jumping around and all that stuff. Anything that can be
Similar,
done,
sure.
right? So you get all the same moments. They don't change anything. Maybe they might add a little something if that's what you're saying. I don't remember that. I saw the same.
They added
thing,
a bunch of stuff. Yeah.
and it was just live action.
The movies are different. And
They're
like, it's like a
not,
45-minute extra longer than the
Then they added a
cartoon.
song, maybe.
No, they added a bunch of shit.
Dude, I'm telling you, they're
You
the
don't remember
exact
Beauty
same.
and the Beast that well.
I
I saw
guess
it once,
not.
I remember it.
I remember it being exactly the same. I remember
No.
every moment. I'm like, yep, I remember this. I remember this.
yeah,
I remember
there's
this.
beats,
There
yeah.
was nothing I didn't remember, so it didn't feel like anything.
The
new.
one thing at the beginning of the movie where it's her talking about her mom and all that stuff. That's all brand new, fresh. That
Is
was
it?
not
I
in the
remember a
cartoon.
story, a backstory about the mom, and that's why she's alone,
dive
taking
into
care
all
of her
that. No,
dad.
no.
Yes, they did.
No, they didn't.
In the cartoon, I'm sure they did.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't see them adding like too much.
I'm telling you they did, but it's okay.
What for? What
Herself.
purpose?
Good question.
Yeah, so that's why I doubt that it was added. From my recollection, it was exactly the same.
Why? It wasn't. But why is to make it
Well, the three I saw seemed to be
to
exactly the same.
flesh it out more.
Yeah, and that one was so successful. That's probably
And
why
even
they
the
keep
scenes
doing
I
it.
saw of the Little Mermaid are different.
No, there's nothing different, dude. I just watched it. It's the same
Yeah,
movie.
Okay.
It's the same exact movie.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, like
I'm
all
a
the
really big
words and
Disney
stuff, they
fan.
might
I grew
change
up
how
at
it
the Disney
looks.
Parks. My parents took me
but
every
it's every
summer.
word
It's
is in
like,
there.
It is. It's part of my upbringing. It's my favorite thing. So
I was scared of the original cartoon. I think I watched it once and then I never picked it up again. Like, I'm being so serious. I
Hire
watched it
someone
once,
else.
And then I went on the ride in Disney World, which was called Snow White's Scary Adventures. Never revisited Snow White again.
I'm a narcissist.
I mean, talk about biting the hand that feeds you. Not only are you being casted in a classic film to remake it, but you don't seemingly like your own character. So she comes off as an insufferable, whiny brat, and that's why people are so annoyed. Why do you have to mess with a classic, especially with someone who doesn't even seem to
Cruella
like
was
her
an
own
original
character?
story princess. Yeah, that was a good one.
You remember those
They
fairy
told a
tales we
different
all loved
story.
as kids, right? Those stories that took us to magical places.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, they did a whole new different spin on it. Yeah, I did. Just the ones where they're copying the original cartoons and it's all the
Stupid. Why
same
would you do that?
songs.
Yeah.
Well, if it worked once, then they
I don't
did it
think
again.
you're right. I don't think it's 1-to-1. You're saying Aladdin is
You're right.
exactly
yes
1-to-1?
in my recollection. So everything in the movie I remember. So if they added things, that could be true.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But I'm saying everything that we
Not
saw in the
1-to-1.
cartoon is in the movies. So they don't change that. We get everything we already got before. So if they add a song or something like that, or some
what I'm
sort of
saying,
scene,
though.
yeah. But I'm saying everything from the old movies is in these movies.
Well, yeah.
they're
not
like
going to
right
leave
there.
chunks out. They're going to
No, I mean word for word.
Or...
Every conversation's like the same. Boo, every little action and handing the bread, the catch him. But obviously in cartoons, you can do things physically that you can't really do physically and to make it believable in real life.
37 of the biggest differences between the live action Aladdin and the animated movie.
So yeah, I'm telling you, there's small things.
Aladdin
everything in the
makes
original
a lot
is
of
in
changes. Makes a lot of changes from the 1992 movie. Many of the big changes involve Jafar, a new female character. What? And
Yeah,
a
I
new
don't
song
know.
for Princess Jasmine. Who's the
Yeah,
new female character?
I knew there was one new song, and I know there's a new song in The Little Mermaid because I didn't recognize it.
Female.
I don't know even what they're talking about. I watched Aladdin like a couple years ago, and I just remember everything I saw as a kid was in that film. So if they added little things or whatever, I could see that. But they didn't take anything
so
out,
it's not
change
1-to-1.
anything. It's very close.
Okay, it's very close.
Every song's in
Not
there.
1-to-1.
Every line is in there. So they might add, but they don't take out. Every line is the same.
There are a lot of differences. You can look it up.
Yeah, like little
they add
scenes
things
maybe.
and take out things. So it's not 1-to-1.
Dude,
like
to
I
me,
said.
I couldn't tell a difference. I'm just saying. And I watched those movies that movie pretty closely. Aladdin as a kid.
Aladdin.
So to me, it was the same. Beauty and the Beast, I couldn't tell a difference at all. So I'm surprised to hear that there's too
Really?
much difference there. Oh, dude,
Yeah, that's a lot.
there wasn't one thing where I was like, I don't remember that.
Real quick, what's the timestamp on this and the setup for this?
48 seconds. It's hard to come out of that topic into this because I don't really know how to do that. But yeah, this is just a creepy video I saw that would be fun to watch.
Okay.
Maybe next time we'll do the controversial stuff last. Yeah, 48 seconds.
Okay.
It was just a creepy. It's a creepy incident. I'm not sure what we're really witnessing here. It's interesting.
Okay, let's look. Let's observe.
Yeah, this guy tells his daughter to go outside and get some meat. His daughter comes back in. They have a full conversation. You see the food moving. You see something open the door, but no one's there.
The man's daughter had left the house to get something for dinner
Look
from the freezer
door
located
opens.
in their garage.
Yeah, he'll tell her.
However, in a bizarre turn of events, the man thinks she re-enters the house.
He
before
believes
she
she's in
actually
the room.
Does.
We'll go to the toilet then. I need a pee. It's all right. I've had too many Diet Cokes. Can I have some of this?
Oh, weird.
Yeah. So the door opened by itself. Nobody
She
came in.
supposedly tells him
She goes
that
in
she
the bathroom,
couldn't find what she
back
was looking
door
for in the
closed on its
garage,
own.
so he offers her something from the fridge.
Can Well, I've got some in the fridge.
And she's not even there.
She's not even
She
there.
still has that.
We'll go to the toilet then. I need a pee. Sorry, I've had too many Diet Cokes.
The man's daughter then says
Joking
she's
with
going
no
to
one.
use the bathroom, to which he replies, "Don't be long, because he needs to use it too."
Right. So now the door closed by itself. Waiting for her to use the restroom.
Is she in the restroom or not?
Short time
He,
passes
he
before the
sees her.
bathroom
He
door
sees her go in there.
opens.
We can't. That's what I'm
Okay,
saying.
that's what I was wondering.
So he's waiting for her to finish. He just said, "Can you hurry it up? I need to use the restroom."
So he says he saw her.
Well, let continue the video. You can. Well, we can like talk about it after we
Okay,
watch
I don't
it.
need to stop it.
No. So look, now she
Now
opened
it
it,
opens.
and look at his shirt. She walks past him. You see his shirt.
What the
move,
fuck?
speaking to
Yeah.
Nobody.
Now he
fact,
goes
if you
in.
pay close attention to the clip just after the bathroom door opens,
He's
the man's
watching her
shirt
walk
moves
by.
unusually.
Oh, then, yeah, put it there.
Weird.
It's almost as though
Full
something
conversation
invisible
here.
brushes past him.
Doesn't end there.
Then, just as the man enters the bathroom,
The
the food he
meat
placed on the bench
That
also
he told her
suddenly moves.
she could use that because she couldn't find the meat she wanted. Starts moving.
What the
Says if
fuck?
someone's gonna start prepping it to make it.
To make it. Yeah.
So he goes in, use the bathroom.
A while later, the man emerges from the
But check
bathroom
this
and
out.
walks towards the door where he sees his actual daughter returning from the
She
garage
actually
with a
comes
package
back
of
this
food.
time.
The two then have a confusing conversation as the man
Yeah,
attempts
he's
to
like,
explain
"Wait,
what's just
what?"
happened.
And she has the meat.
Fridge, you daft fucker. I've just got it out of the fridge for you.
I've just come back from the freezer to get some pork.
You said you didn't have any down there.
You said you couldn't find it. What do you mean?
What are you going on about?
I've just had a conversation with you about it. Are you?
What?
Are you
joking,
stupid?
Taking the piss. You're taking the piss.
And it's cool that it's all on video.
Yeah.
What? That's
Yeah, that's a little sus.
So
conversation
what?
with you. I've just been down to the
What would
freezer.
that be? Would
The
that
video's
be
description
Wait,
suggests
wait,
the
wait.
man-
You know what I'm just realizing and why
a
it's
separate
sus?
dimension? No. This is their entire house, right? They live in like a small mobile home or something.
Yeah, but
this is
look,
their security
it's
cam.
vertical.
So what? You can
What? Yeah.
Post it
what
on TikTok
Nest
that
or
way.
any of that has vertical. This is obviously longer than 1 minute, so it's not a YouTube
no, but
short.
you can put it in that format. You can
Only if it's a YouTube short.
So sure, you put it in YouTube short format.
It can only be 1 minute long. This has been over a minute.
It's not true. 3 minutes on TikTok.
3 minutes on TikTok.
Yeah. So what if they posted the video and posted it on TikTok?
It would show the TikTok logo there.
How do you know? Why isn't it scrubbed out? Well, I'm just saying. Well, why does that matter? The format.
It seems
that
like
it's
they
in.
just set up their phone. Is why.
Or
it
did they
matters.
format it because they posted it online for people to see it? They wanted people to see it, so they put it in the format. Like that to me doesn't change anything.
If it's a Nest camera.
Yep.
And it shows on the left here. There's
maybe it does show more, but maybe they put it in like just like we would edit a video. We put it in this format so that we can post it online. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because you can post on Instagram,
point.
you can post on was X, you can post it on TikTok, and you can use this format if you want. Who cares?
Why? When
How do you know
if
there's
it's
not a
full
wider
screen video?
view? How do you know that's the full screen? I'm saying that doesn't change anything for me.
That makes it seem like it's a phone that they set up vertically.
Okay.
Which I'd call bullshit then.
Right. But I'm saying that's not to me the only way
That's
to
not
get
a red
that.
flag?
No, that's not the only way to get this view.
It's a red flag though, right?
Because you can just shave it, zoom it. It's pretty much what we do when we post shorts. You know what I mean?
Because we're posting shorts. This isn't a short, I'm saying.
No, but
You're
the
very
only reason we do it that
argumentative
way.
today. You're very argumentative.
I don't know. No, I'm saying I don't.
Very much
That's
so.
not going to make me completely dismiss it because we know you can play with the
I'm
format
just saying
of
that's
a video.
a red flag, brother. That's a
Okay.
red flag.
All right.
Right? If you set your phone up, that's how it's going to start filming, unless
Sure.
you turn it on its side.
Yeah.
So that's how it looks. So that's a little suspect, is all I'm saying. That's a little sus.
We just saw literally what would be like a ghost or an interdimensional interaction,
Which isn't impossible.
or
That's
some
not
a
impossible.
doppelganger is what they're saying, and so.
So you think this is all bullshit?
No, I don't. I don't know what this is, but I'm saying that isn't going to completely dismiss it for me.
I'm saying it's a
the
red
format.
flag, right?
The whole thing's a red flag because this would be the greatest evidence of like paranormal activity ever. It's really convincing. But the problem I have is whenever you get great evidence, People are looking for the smallest thing to make it not real. The format we know can be changed on a video.
You look for red flags. You look for little things,
right?
inconsistencies.
But I'm not going to dismiss it because we know you can change the format of a video. That's not a big deal. Change the format's not a big deal.
Okay, but I'm saying
you zoom it.
Is this a Nest camera they're filming from?
No, I don't know. There's no logo. I have no idea. Maybe if we saw the original poster, he would tell you how it was filmed and all that.
Well, clearly,
but there's more probably to the frame.
Clearly, it was originally posted like that. That's why this guy, he would obviously want to use the whole if he could.
Yeah, and people post this stuff on like TikTok or formats where it's this ratio. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Man might have been having a
if you were
going to
post this video to show the world, you would put it in this. Yeah, so you can see his whole chair and office area on the left.
Twin of a living person.
It's
the word
out.
comes from the German
so it's a wide
noun,
angle.
literally meaning double
it's not a wide
walker.
Angle.
It is.
What?
Go back. I think you can see his computer chair and stuff on the left when he's sitting in it.
I haven't had a conversation with you. I've just been down to the freezer.
So I think it is wider.
The video's description suggests the man might have been.
Yeah. Like on the left side, I think there's like I think there would be, if it wasn't formatted and cut this way, you'd be able to see more of this room here on the left.
Yeah.
So I think they just shrunk
like
it in.
a Nest camera because they shoot at wide angles.
Right, and it's shooting out to whatever is in the house. That's a closed door.
That looks like
wall.
a camera.
Having a
So it's
conversation
facing outward, so you see the head and stuff.
A doppelganger is an eerie.
So I
and
think it
often
is
unsettling
wide. They
look.
just cut it. They cut it that way to post it.
You don't
to show the world.
If you're showing evidence of something,
put it on his TikTok.
If you show evidence of something, you don't cut it and
you just zoom in on the parts that matter, and you put it on because you can't put wide on TikTok. You would miss the whole thing.
Yes.
So they put it in this cool little format that TikTok uses, that Instagram uses, that X uses. It's all the same size.
No, you could put a full video on X.
No, but it would look weird. It would be big black bars on top and bottom. So
if you put a horizontal video, no, that's how you're supposed to do it.
No, so if this is full screen, and they just put what's important in the center framing, like when you edit any video.
I'm saying
for
red
TikTok,
flag. I'm saying the red flag.
I don't think it's a red flag.
Was the doppelganger video the only one?
Yeah, this is the only one I was interested in, is because I'm not sure what are we actually seeing. And if you listen to what they said, they think it is.
Twin of a living person.
I don't know.
The word comes from the German
strange.
noun, literally meaning double walker. In folklore,
is that
and
what
mythology,
doppelganger
encountering
means?
one's
Yeah.
doppelganger is
Walker.
generally considered a harbinger of bad luck or an omen of impending
Yeah, live
doom.
wire. Most people
Unlike a
do.
mere
Yeah, it's
twin
hard
or a
with,
body double,
when you get
a
good evidence
doppelganger
to
is said
believe it,
embody
just
the
like the
essence or
bodies.
spirit of the person it
Of the
resembles,
aliens.
sometimes
Yeah,
mimicking
it's hard.
behaviors, thoughts, or even emotions. The concept has fascinated humanity for centuries, sparking stories that range from identity theft.
So they
and
would have had
mistaken
to have set up
identity
this
to more
whole thing
supernatural
where his
elements,
shirt
such as an
moves and the
entity
doors open by
another
themselves
dimension,
and the meat
whether
moves
rooted in
and
psychological phenomena
script it
or the realm
out
of the
and set up the
paranormal.
camera
doppelganger
and
remains
have a
subject to both
storyline. And it's just, to me, such a massive waste of time for someone.
Dude.
And then they've never posted anything else like this before.
Yeah, people spend more time
So
on a TikTok dance in the middle of Times Square and shit. Like, dude, trust me, people put time into dumb shit.
Right, but that's like if that's their thing. Usually when it's a guy like this, and the only other videos, if this is not the only one, are posted as like him fishing or some other shit like that. And this is the one weird thing that happened to them, which they happen
Does
to catch
he
on
say
camera.
that and say
they want
he's never posted anything similar to this?
No, I'm saying in the past, I've seen great evidence that people call bullshit on.
Yeah.
But it's the only video in their hundreds of videos.
No, I get that. Of
that
course.
is paranormal.
Anything related to paranormal.
So
is
in
this
this
guy
case,
that case?
Check him
With
out.
This?
I'm sure he's in the description. I'm sure we could find it pretty
Oh, it
easily.
doesn't say in the video.
I don't know. You paused it and stopped it. I just know what we just saw.
Didn't you watch it?
Just what we just saw. I watched the actual incident, and I thought it was actually very strange. And
This
what could
guy
it
has
be?
never posted anything
Like,
even
what
similar
would
to
it
this.
be?
Take a look.
So who knows? Yeah.
This guy is only
But
posting
a red
fishing
flag would be
videos.
is if they're always posting paranormal stuff.
Imagine having a
Then
conversation
that's
with
their
someone
job,
only
right?
to later
Is
realize
to try and make convincing paranormal videos. This is very convincing. Why put in the time and effort to make it? That
clout,
you
boy.
would need to know. There you go. Yeah, maybe that's what it is, but it's still very good. It's a very interesting story. Cool. I like when they find stuff like that. You know, these guys.
I just think it's a bit of a red flag that it was vertical.
Yeah,
I'm
but
like,
that's
oh,
how everybody
phones
posts everything,
film.
though.
But A Nest camera doesn't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but we take this exact frame and we'll squeeze it so that we can put whatever we want in the center frame. If that's a wide camera angle and the center aisle is all that we need to see, you put it in that format to post it on every social platform in that format. Every social platform, I think, except YouTube, is in my experience, is that middle like.
Well, if you film a ghost, you're not like, let's post this on X. No, you're like, shit, let's get to YouTube.
They do.
Let's post this on YouTube.
Hell no.
That's
TikTok
the first thing out of
is
everyone's
where
mouth, right?
in my opinion, it's TikTok. All the craziest stuff I see is TikTok. YouTube is like slacking when it comes to that kind of stuff. Like I have to go out of my way to find good YouTube.
Even if they're going to
videos.
post to TikTok, the term is like,
that's why those channels are so popular.
You're going to be on YouTube.
They all take TikToks and bring them onto YouTube. No, they're
you're going to be
TikTok.
YouTube famous. They don't say you're going to be on TikTok now. Everyone says YouTube. That's
no,
like
they all say
shorthand.
TikTok famous. That's in my experience or in my opinion. That's what TikTok's way more popular of a platform, and that view is the more popular view to use because it's on every other platform. You use that that ratio. YouTube's the only wide angle, so I don't know.
Okay, well that's why I would post my scary videos.
Right, we're on YouTube, but if we did a show on Instagram or something, then we might have a different angle. That's what I'm saying.
All right. Anyway, so I don't know either. Anyway, good times, man. So yeah, maybe ghosts, maybe aliens. The shit was real. Disney.
It's hard to know.
Maybe they're going too far in one direction. Maybe they're doing the right thing. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe they're just trying to be inclusive. I don't know. I don't have all the answers. Jared, what do you want to say to the people, if anything at all?
Thanks again for joining the chat today. Let me know what you think about that one. What could that be? If that's a real capture, what are we actually seeing? Is it time travel or seeing another dimensional version of the daughter for a split second? It overlaps, or what are they trying to portray? I mean, if they're going to script this whole thing out, and even if it is fake, what were they trying to say? I'd be interested to hear what you think that was.
Yes, seriously. So guys, from Jared, from me, I love you so much. You guys are everything. You rock. Tuesday, we have a very fun episode planned for you guys, episode 51. It'll be a good time. I can't wait for you to see it. Miss Michael Domino, love you so much. D Livewire, Felicity, everybody. You guys are the best. Tina Zarega, Deb. You guys rock. We love you so much. And we'll see you on the mother friggity flippity flop. Love you guys. See you Tuesday. Laters!